In this ISO Fitness post we talk about cortisol. Cortisol, popularly known as the stress hormone, is frequently discussed, but the methods by which it can affect human health are not widely known. Specifically, women over 40 can be adversely affected by menopause-related increases in cortisol levels. Chronic stress, whether due to work, personal issues, or traumatic experiences, might induce excessive cortisol production in the body. Acute stress, on the other hand, which is induced by sporadic and transient stressful situations, does increase cortisol levels, but its effects on health are not as deleterious as chronic cortisol elevation. Cortisol's adverse effects in women over 40. Cortisol is a crucial hormone for the proper functioning of the human body. However, excessive release of this hormone can be a risk factor for a variety of health problems, particularly in older women. We will now explore the primary ones. Type 2 diabetes. High quantities of cortisol can result in abnormal glucose metabolism, which can cause rises in blood sugar levels, leading to an increase in insulin secretion and insulin resistance. This condition can lead to the development of type 2 diabetes if it persists over time. Fat buildup. Excessive cortisol levels can hinder fat metabolism, resulting in high cholesterol levels in the bloodstream and central obesity. In addition, women over 40 who are menopausal are impacted by reduced estrogen production, which, when combined with increased cortisol, can worsen abdominal fat storage. When this occurs, it may be tempting to engage in arduous workouts numerous times per week in an effort to burn as many calories as possible and stimulate fat reduction. However, this may be counterproductive as excessive exercise without adequate recuperation can result in overtraining, a condition that can activate a stress reaction and lead to further increases in hepatic cortisol levels. Cardiovascular disease. Cortisol can cause an increase in abdominal fat deposition, which is already a risk factor for the development of cardiovascular disease. Cortisol also contributes to increases in blood pressure, another characteristic associated with cardiovascular disease. Poor sleep. Since cortisol governs the circadian rhythm, a higher than necessary release might disturb sleep and, thus, increase daytime weariness and decrease energy levels. Hormonal imbalances. As a component of the endocrine system, the HPA axis regulates various hormonal processes. High levels of hepatic cortisol can interact with the activity of the HPA axis and suppress the production of other hormones, creating hormonal imbalances, especially in postmenopausal women with poor estrogen secretion. Weak immune system. It is well known that chronic stress increases susceptibility to illness. This is because excessive cortisol in the bloodstream can negatively impact the immune system by inhibiting antibody synthesis and encouraging signaling cell death. Degenerative neurological conditions. High levels of this hormone in the blood could be used as a potential preclinical diagnostic to detect the onset of Alzheimer's disease, according to research. Muscle loss. In the presence of cortisol, the body's ability to manufacture energy from glucose tends to decrease, and as a result, it breaks down the amino acids that make up muscle tissue as an alternative energy source. This is an undesirable condition at any age, but especially so for women over the age of 40, as it can progress to sarcopenia if prolonged. Conclusion. Prolonged exposure to stress can result in chronically elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol. High cortisol production can be a danger factor for women over the age of 40, particularly if they are undergoing menopause, as elevated levels of this hormone are associated with a variety of health concerns. Therefore, managing daily stress factors is essential for reducing hepatic cortisol levels and preventing sickness. As an ISO Fitness client, you will get stronger and be empowered daily to help you reach your fitness goals. We will assist you with training more intelligently to help avoid burnout and injury and recover quicker from hard workouts.